rising storm. I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn. With every breath, with every stride, God, I'm your warrior, with you as my guide. Through the valleys of shadow, through the rising storm, I'm forged in the fire, a new heart reborn.
Hey everybody. Oh, my unicorn warriors are doing fabulous, wonderful, and all the good things. So I did a live earlier, and it was I called it Thoughts Thursday. I thought that was cute. Instead of Thirsty Thursday, it was Thoughts Thursday. We were just kind of discussing different things and different thoughts, and just kind of interacting and stuff together. And but I wanted to go more into depth, is that it, on one of the things that we spoke about, and that was a content creator that had talked about and then, well, I guess first things first, they had talked about how it couldn't have been so many people involved like we think that there is. Like, there's not any kind of, like, pretty much like there was no gang stalking, and there was no multiple people involved in this plan to take Micah out. So I'm not going to mention the content creator. They showed one map, but they showed the map with all the trees, and where you could not see the paths, and you couldn't see the different, things of water, and you couldn't see as much detail. So, which is a lot like the map that I showed, which might even been the same map, I don't know. But showing went with Johnny, where Johnny did the markings and stuff on there for where he was at, and the observation deck and the slough, and all the things. So it would I'm sorry. So she showed a map like that. So it wasn't, what is it, terrain, I think it is, where you see the land, or you see, like, on the map the different roads or paths, and different, you see the layout of just the lines and stuff, and not with all the trees and things. And so, which I will put both pictures that I have, I'll add them here, so that way you can see what I'm talking about. I might have got the name of the view or whatever wrong. Here, hold on. Alright. I feel kind of awkward sometimes being at like a red light and stuff, like talking to myself while I'm filming. But yeah, if you look at one map, you don't see all the extra stuff in there, because you have all these trees that is blocking that view. So, but if you just look at, like, say you're like me for work, whenever I use my GPS, I don't use the 3D or where it shows the trees and all that stuff. Like, I just use the flat thing, because I like to see, the roads in different ways, or you know what I mean. So, but anyway, like I said, I'll put examples here. So, going back to it being conspiracy, or whatever you want to call it, that that the more people that's involved is more than likely that someone's gonna snitch or be at the bar or or whatever and start telling tales and stuff. That could be the case, yes. Not saying that that could not happen, because it could, absolutely. But we have to go back and look at the past and even things going on now. We have things like gangs. We have things like mobs. We have things, I mean, we have all sorts of things, you know. Like these traffickers, you know. I mean, it takes a whole line of people to do certain things. Organized crime. So a organized crime ring is a thing. So it is not so beyond that multiple people could not have been involved in this. And if we go back to previous, and I'll insert another little thing here, but if we go back to previous about an organization that someone has personally been stalked by, or they have seen with their own eyes, and I checked into it, because I'm not gonna lie, at first I was thinking, yeah, I mean, this stuff is like out of a movie and we're watching it unfold. So I checked into it, and it is a real thing. And I've got past videos on that. And what it is an organization that gang stalk and do other necessary jobs and help take care of dirty work, if you get where I'm going, what happened with Micah. So, with that being said, it is not too far-fetched that multiple people were involved. There had to have been multiple people involved. And also, if we go back and we look at the pawn shop video, just that one video, just that one, we see that Micah is being watched by a law enforcement officer of North Carolina. Now, why would that North Carolina, that is off duty at that time, that supposedly has no ties to anything and is a good law enforcement, supposedly, but he's not, because he's involved in that organized crime. Why was he there watching her? And you can't tell me he wasn't. I've done a breakdown of that. Why? If there wasn't multiple people involved, then how was Micah being gang stalked? Gang stalked means multiple, a group of people. So you can't debunk that there was only one person that could have set this up, because that's just insane. That's no. Alright, so the main point that I'm trying to make is JP Diddy could not have been in multiple places at one time, and it wasn't physically him. I mean, he did stalk her, but it wasn't, he had people hired to stalk her, and, you know, there's no way that JP Diddy could have set this up and played out everything all by himself. Like, it's not a one-man show. So, it's not beyond the realm that, you know, multiple people were involved. So, we know of connections between Myrtle Beach, Lumberton, different areas in Robeson County. So, I mean, and I'm not trying to, like, say I'm trying to debunk or whatever. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just logical, and it makes sense. And if you don't agree, let me know. But yeah, it took multiple people in order to take care of this job, to, because Micah was supposed to not have been found. So how could a JP Diddy been here and Micah way over here and end up face down in the water with debris and logs on her, with concrete down not far from her? Had to be multiple people. And to say that, she couldn't have been transported this way or that way or this way, well, actually she could have been. And the more we're finding out and the more we're learning, Johnny even brought up the fact that, he found out that there was a highway or interstate or something that led all the way to that path. So there's different ways in and out of that place where you won't be necessarily seen and heard. And, you would get to those places either by boat, four-wheeler, golf cart, So it's not like somebody just backed a truck up or something, or, it would have taken multiple people. So JP Diddy knew some people that knew some people that knew some people. So, and, like I've said in the past, money talks. And, and as far as this organization thing that I've spoke about before, and I'm speaking about now, these are ex-military law enforcement, like high up people. Like, these are people that were trained to go unnoticed, in different situations. And there's been news articles about this place, and there has been a whistleblower about this same place. And to say that, it was just a one-man show or whatever, that's just, it doesn't make sense. If that's the case, then that means that Micah did do it to herself. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you don't believe that. So that would have been the only one-man show, is if she did it to herself. But we know that she didn't. And we know that even at the pawn shop, the gas station, anywhere else that we saw her that day on camera, besides maybe the Ring doorbell cam, but we saw that she was being watched by multiple people. So, just some food for thought, I guess. And I will put up my little pictures and stuff when I edit this. And I'm going to go ahead and go inside now. And I love y'all. And if today's your birthday, happy birthday. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day or night, whichever time you watch this. And like, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment, because I love being able to get, y'all's ideas and y'all's thoughts and stuff. And so, but anyway, I love y'all. And y'all have a wonderful day, night, evening, morning. Bye. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your thoughts. And if today's your birthday, happy birthday!